Hopefully I can help you see from our mindset, because I know you think that this was just Kneevo's big mob mentality. It wasn't, see. And maybe I can make you see why the words you chose and the things you said caused the issue. And I genuinely think that this could really help you. And I hope you take it as an opportunity to help you and not an opportunity to argue or say, no, I done no wrong. Because look, we are all human beings. I've done a lot of wrong on social media, but you have to hold your hand up and say you do.
Of course,
okay?
100%.
So I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk, then I'm going to give you a chance to talk on every point, okay?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm going to start off by saying right back at the beginning, when you first came on and you spoke about the relationship that you had when this girl was 16 and you were 21. My issue wasn't actually you speaking about your personal experience, okay? My issue, and I have the comments and I can green screen them onto the screen if you want, or we can just admit what happened and be honest. My issue was, okay, from my point of view and the point of view of the women and people that are now worried and saying, oh God, this isn't a good thing to perpetrate to children, was that you were justifying it nowadays. I understand, okay, when you were 21 years old, that was a couple of years ago. Different mindset, different world. But in nowadays and now at times, you can't go online and tell kids that a relationship between a consenting adult and a child is okay. There's no line for debate there. It's just something you can't do if you have kids watching you. I understand your morals and your personal beliefs can be different, but when you have children on a platform watching you, you have to realign that and think, okay, well, do you know what? There was comments left, and I'm going to say it, about how 14 and 21 is okay. And that's what really upset me, Steve, because as someone, I was 16 years old. I thought I was the bee's knees, got in a relationship with a boy older than me, ended up pregnant, and it was complete grooming what happened. And that's been thrown back in my face as well. I want to also make the point that I was the minor in that situation, so I didn't do anything wrong. But that is the dangers of perpetrating to young people that this is an okay thing to do. Don't get me wrong, okay? Most 21-year-olds aren't going to be out here trying to harm anybody, okay? But the problem is that some do. So by even saying to one person at 14, it's okay to be in a relationship with a 21-year-old, that can cause serious problems for that person that watches it. Do you understand that?
No, 100%.
Do you understand that mindset? I was never trying to attack you. I was just trying to make you understand. I knew this was going to happen, see, and that this was going to blow up into something bigger. And I was actually trying to warn you before it happened. And unfortunately, you took it as a personal attack. It was never a personal attack. I was never trying to, I got angry at you, and I'll say that now because I felt like you closed off and you refused to listen, and maybe we should have just had this conversation since the beginning and it could have been a lot easier resolved. That's my first point. So do you agree there that maybe the way that you perpetrated it, you were speaking from your own personal experience when you should have maybe spoke in a way that you could have thought, maybe how can I help kids nowadays, because it's not helping kids to tell them they can be with adults. Do you understand?
100%. No, I do. Yeah, can I say something now on this?
Yeah, of course.
No, see, Niamh, now where I was coming from at the very start was that in my experience, as you know, it was a decade ago. Like it kind of just organically, it just flowed organically in a sense. It was like, you know, friends. But I'm going back to the point, the 14 and 21 thing. The only reason I said that is because I've known people in my life, like now again, 30, 40 years ago, like, you know, uncles and aunties and stuff and friends and stuff, like they did that, and it wasn't like, I'm not going to say it wasn't morally correct, I'd imagine, back then, but it just happened, and people went along with it. Now, I do apologize. I did not mean to portray across the image of the idea that, like, oh, it's fine to do it with anybody now, because it's a different world now. I know this, and it's social media is a dangerous thing as well. It doesn't help people, and I know promoting something like that to young audience. I know. We said, look, Niamh, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I look back and I remember those things. I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? Yeah, because I know I've thought about these things. I'm like, that probably wasn't a good thing at all. But I was only coming from a place, I said at the time because I was coming from my own experience, and people have known, like, I see, I'm an old stock, I'm 31, like, I'm coming from a time where this stuff wasn't really frowned upon, but it was, you know what I mean, it was almost like socially acceptable, but it wasn't, no one really looked at it like, because I know, look, I agree, grooming is a serious problem, and people do, it does happen. I know what you said, your own experience, but for me personally, if I'm to be honest with you, Never. I know what grooming is, and that's not what happened with my experience. Now, that's me
Yeah.
personally. 100%.
I'm not even going to get into your own personal
Yeah,
experience,
no,
because your personal experience is yours, and I can't tell you what happened there.
I'm not going to make
and I'm trying to tell you from my viewpoint why it upset me and why it upset these women that are now annoyed at you, because they seen you saying, I understand what you're saying, and I feel like you don't understand the amount of people that are watching you, and especially the amount of children that are watching you, because there was kids, young boys that were saying ridiculous things that they had just read from your comment section. And I don't think you fully understood the gravity that your words could have.
That's very true.
I completely understand your point on your situation and you speaking from your own personal experience. But as someone...
So, can I say real quick? Just real quick. Yeah. I'm sorry, Nate, for butting in, but I'm going to say this right now. Yeah. See, that was my issue. Like, for me now, I've never been a big social media head ever. And when I come on this, I never thought of as you said, the gravity and the magnitude of what I'd say. I never understood the impact it'd have on the amount of people, and especially the age group. I was just throwing things out there like, that's my experience. But I'm 31, I've been around, and I didn't think for one second that maybe this is going to damage some people's mindset. And obviously, I'm pretty sure it did, and I mean, that was not the intention. But you're 100% correct.
Okay.
I got to filter that shit. Like, that's why I should have never really said certain things. I know this for a fact.
Well, fair play for actually coming and saying, okay, I was wrong, because that's the best thing that you can do, see, in these situations. I have been in situations, okay, not said anything like what you've said, but I've said silly things, and I've had to go back on it and apologize. I'm going to move on to the next point now, right? Because this one, I think, is being, this one is the one that has hurt the most people. And I want to make you understand, because I can see your point of view as a poor choice of words. But I want to make you understand why you need to watch them words in your future, because the amount of women that have been hurt. I know you think that it was me that drew attention to your video. I actually was in surgery for the whole day when all of that was kicking off. I didn't make a single video. I had absolutely nothing got to do with it. I had simply posted the video to my Instagram story. That was it. The video went viral all across the world, in America, in Wales, in Scotland. It wasn't me. It wasn't little Kneevo. It was the words that were said. And I want to make you understand how to avoid this in future, okay? So the one thing, I'm not even going to get into the argument about Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. I feel like we're different generations, different age groups, and we're never going to agree. We're just not going to agree on that, okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
But the ending of your video, you said, don't act like you want it. And that's what upset people. It's not the music industry. It's not that.
Yeah.
It was that line. And I want to understand from your point of view, do you actually think that mindset? I want you to make the people watching this live now. Do you actually think like that? Was that a poor choice of words? What was the reasoning behind it?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Nave. Obviously, I know when I said it, I'm like, I knew when I fucking pressed the upload, and I was thinking about it like later on, like that was not a great way of putting it at all. Now I don't believe, right? No one deserves any sexual harassment. No one deserves to be raped. No one deserves any harm to come to them ever. My point again was coming across, where it was coming from was that I don't believe it's sending a good message to the youths. Now I mean the men. Now they're going to pick up the wrong vibes. They might get, and that's what I meant by I said don't act like you want it. In other words, like look, Nave, can you please? Would you agree that like these videos, they're not really family friendly or like youth friendly? Would you agree with that, or would you think they're actually
I'd actually, this is what I'll say about them. Would I be happy with a child going on and dancing the walk? No, okay. I don't think anybody would want their kid dancing the walk. But I think what you also need to realize is we are a different generation. Women have been sexualized in the music industry by men for a very long time. Now women are sexualizing themselves. Not everybody is going to agree with that. But it's certainly, I don't agree that it adds to rape culture. And I don't agree that by women sexualizing themselves, women can't do that because of men that are going to get vibes. Because I think we should just teach the men not to get the vibes. Which is why I said, let's not even get into this fact, because we're never ever going to agree.
No, I agree. No, I think you're right about that one. Yeah, that's a fact.
I think underneath it all, I think if you can just take down your barriers, and I know when you get into a controversy on social media, there's a certain, like, just person to person here, forget anybody's watching.
Yeah,
there's a certain degree to it that's like embarrassing. You don't want to admit, you know what, I fucked up and I said something stupid. And I know that because I've been there, I've done it. Okay, it's okay.
That's the thing. Nave, you're right, because I'm coming from, as again, I'm a different generation. So when I come on here, I'm not used to like the whole the size of it and the way it is, and I just feel like I don't know. I know I can be very cocky and very come across like arrogant and being a dickhead because I know I get quite defensive with some things because I have a very firm belief in certain things. So I do find it hard, and that's my downfall. I think I need to just apologize when it's necessary and say, look, I fucked up, and I know I fucked up with a few things here, and
yeah.
like,
The arguments about the music industry, I don't even think that was the biggest problem, okay? I think the problem was the words that you said in the last one, and I just want to let you know,
they were bad.
as someone, I've been a victim of sexual assault, okay? And as someone who has been a victim of sexual assault, watching that video and seeing Don't Act Like You Want It, I was brought to tears by that video. And I know that mightn't have been your intent. I think with you, there's this degree, I feel like with you, you're actually, I don't know. I feel like you're a mixture between a 31-year-old man and also a 15-year-old boy. No offense, not in a bad way. But I feel like there's like two sides to you that are fighting. And I feel like the 15-year-old boy came out in that video and it was a stupid misogynistic video. And I'm not going to sit here and say horrible things about you for the rest of your life because of one stupid video. Because I wouldn't want that done to me. But I want to make you know that by going online and saying things like that, there's certain topics that just maybe just don't speak about them. If you feel like you're not properly, it's okay to, you can be an educated person without being fully educated on a certain topic. That's okay. And I feel like you aren't properly educated yet. Hopefully, maybe this whole thing will make you more educated, but you're not fully educated on the topic yet to speak about it, especially coming from the point of view of a man. And I'm not silencing men because men should have a voice as much as women do. But as someone who maybe needs to speak to more young women in this generation and understand our points of view, maybe don't speak about it because it's the harm that you can cause to the women watching. I hated watching you making video after video on this because I could see that you were very clearly hurting from the hate, and no matter what someone has done to me, I don't like seeing anybody in a position where I can see that they're hurting.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to, this is why I want to say to you, if there is a topic like that in future where because I could see watching that video, Steve, that you were unsure about the things that you were saying yourself. So I feel like it's just a thing of you need to gather more information, get more educated, and then maybe speak about it on the future. Don't jump, and just because all these people want to know your opinion, don't jump to it straight away. Wait until you've actually fully spoke and know what you're going to say. Write down your stuff, and that way there's no way for mishaps and things coming out that shouldn't come out.
Neve, actually, you know what you're saying. I actually had a conversation with someone about a week ago about this, about finesse and about delivery, and I'm like, I need to learn, because some people put things so succinctly, like they have this way of wording things, and you squeeze in 60 seconds, and it comes across so eloquently, and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, I know enable, but first admit I need to learn more of that. I still need to learn that. And I know that video. I looked back, I've seen the clips, like I know I just fucking rambled, and I shit out just crap, and I know this, and I knew it was a bad idea. So, and even now you're right, because I was actually, what you're saying is actually correct, because I noticed this even when I'm replying to someone in the comments, right? I was on YouTube replying to someone, and when I wrote out the comments, I'm like, wow, if I actually said that instead of what I did say. So those things that, I need to like take notes. But obviously, look, I'm going to say, if I'm not experienced in certain topics, I've, obviously everyone can have their opinion, right, on it, whatever it may be. But again, you're right. Like if I just did more research, and I know this is what I'm still working on it, right? I know I'm 31, but I'm not quite fucking there. I'm not smart as I think I might, as I want to think I am. So I think really writing things down and literally wording it the right way, because I know delivery is key. And it's not usually what you say; it's how you say it as well. It's a mixed factor, right? So that was. I know I fucked up, and I've apologized to a bunch of people. Said it was bad. Now I'm not gonna say right now. I will not apologize for my opinions, but I will be apologize for the damage that they might do to someone, and help me harm someone with their mindset. So 100% apologies to anyone that I hurt. I didn't mean to hurt. I never mean to hate. Neve, I think, I know we've had a back and forth. We've had shit together. We've done this and back and forth to each other. But there's no hate to you, no malice to anybody. I've said
no,
things
and
about you
I've
before.
never.
There's no hate though. Nothing.
it's actually upset me over the past few days because I've seen this commentary from people that obviously there's people that are going to support you, people that are going to support me, of, oh, Kneevo just wants to hurt you. That's not the case at all. I've actually wanted to have, I don't know if you remember, but right back at the beginning, I asked you to go live to speak about this. And I think at the time you thought that I wanted to attack you. I didn't. I wanted to try and help you.
Yeah. I didn't know you well.
Who is
people
younger,
give me this bad impression, so yeah, sorry.
As someone who is younger and has been thrown into it on social media, I feel like I understand from a point of view. Look, I'm not asking you to change or apologize for your opinions. I think all that people want is that you are more careful about how you portray them, because you do have a lot of kids watching you. The same way there's this whole argument about me with OnlyFans. I do not promote my OnlyFans on my TikTok. I do not go on my TikTok and say subscribe to my OnlyFans. My Instagram is what I use for my OnlyFans, and I made that choice.
I was just told things. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's
of course,
like Chinese whispers.
I made the mistake of assuming. Look, I'd rather know the facts than just on the bandwagon too. So
it's like Chinese whispers. But I would never go on. I'd never go on and say, go subscribe to my OnlyFans on my TikTok. And I made that decision when I started OnlyFans, because obviously I have younger people that watch me on TikTok. Now, I don't have to do that. If I wanted to go on TikTok and say subscribe to my OnlyFans, I could. But morally, I don't think it's okay. So I didn't do it. And that's what I'm trying to guide you, that sometimes you don't always have to do. It doesn't have to be what's legal or what's okay to do. Sometimes you need to just take a step back and say, you know what, there's kids watching me. You have such a large amount of young boys that watch you, and they hold on to every word that you say. They think of you as a god, and you need to think that all the time.
I'd rather they question me. Like I usually say, don't just agree with me just because you like me. Question what I'm saying. Don't just take my word as fucking fact. I'm not about, I like to bring the odd facts if I do research, and I'll bring facts. But I hate the idea. I hate that thing where people, they just agree with you because they like it. It's like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. If you agree with 10 of the things, whatever, you don't like something, tell me, and I'd like to be able to. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want people don't want yes men or yes women. I don't want that. Don't need that.
Just the last one, because there's quite a lot of people in the comments saying it, and I actually just want to bring it up and explain to you from my point of view why never to do this again. This is one thing never to do again. I understand you had a dream about me. Haha, it's funny, whatever.
Look, I can't control my dream.
Can you understand from a woman's point of view watching that woman knows that, okay, this man doesn't particularly like me? It comes across like it actually does fall under the. Now, I'm not saying this is what you done, because I don't think this was your intentions, but it does fall under the line of sexual harassment. And it can be so easily. If I was an evil person, I would have marched straight into the Garda station. I wouldn't do that, because that's not who I am, and I'm not an evil person. But I want to let you know.
I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah. Look,
I want to let you know in future, it's okay to have these dreams, Steve. Okay, we're all fucking human. We all have these dreams. But you just,
so you just. No, look. I know it's just. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like more like a kind of a satire type of video. It was just more of a jokey thing. I didn't mean to be like. I never meant to say like, oh, geez, this, that, and you're a kid. Like, it wasn't treating it like a sex object. It was just I had a dream, like, and the way it worked out in my head, it was just funny to me. It was almost like funny, not quite derogatory, not quite hating you. It was just a funny dream. Like, this is fucking weird. So I thought I'd talk about it. And again, I know I made the mistake. I know this kid's watching this.
Just not even that. It's just don't detail it, because not all the other person doesn't always want to know. It's the other person.
I know that's I feel like it could have been really Kneevo, to be honest with you. It was kind of a little bit of a dig at you. I'm not going to lie. It was a little snide because I was just pissed off at the time. And I apologise now for that. I do apologise to you, Kneevo, for that one. I didn't mean, like, at the time, I pissed off. I was like, I'll throw it out there. And I know that I wasn't even thinking of considering your feelings, like how you thought about it and stuff. So my bad on that one. I didn't mean to. I don't hate you. So that's out of the way. That's so long time ago. So
I think I'm gonna go off because I'm just after surgery, but I want to just end this live by saying, I think in future, I think for you, the best thing to do moving forward, Steve, is to now move on from this. Okay, people are going to write comments, they're going to ask you in lives, etc., etc. If you continue to entertain it, you're going to continue to get yourself in trouble by saying things that you shouldn't say. Okay, so I think what you need to do now, and the best thing to do, is to maybe speak to some people, educate yourself a little bit better behind the scenes for your own good, and not speak about this anymore online to an impressionable audience. Go back to making videos. I know you have some thoughts about COVID and everything else. I actually am a firm believer, even if I don't believe in things, everybody is entitled to have an opinion. Go back, talk about your unique opinions and everything else. But I think when it comes to women's issues and things like that, maybe let's not talk about them anymore, because look at the backlash that it's caused for everybody involved.
Yeah, no, I get carried away. This is the problem. Like, when I see something and I feel like I have to respond, like, oh, I have to say something. And that's the problem. I kind of just, I get carried away. I'm like, oh, bollocks. And then I realize maybe it's probably not the best. But yeah, no, definitely, I still want to do what I want to do, but I know some subjects I probably shouldn't touch on, unless I, as you know, say educate on it, sort of thing.
And if there is a time where someone asks you a question about something and you don't quite know, or you don't know how to word it, please message me. I will help you. I'm not the most educated person in the world either. I'm sure there's some things that people could help me with, but I know when it comes to women's issues, I could help you to put across a good message to your audience. So in future, please just message me, let me know, and I'll happily help you to word things in the correct way so that you don't look bad or put across a bad message.
Damn, I really appreciate that, Niamh. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. So can we shake hands and leave it there? And
shake hands. Here we go. Virtual handshake.
I appreciate you coming on. I'll message you now soon, and we'll really appreciate you, Niamh. Thanks for that, right?
No problem.
Have a great day. Take care of yourself, won't you? Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Right, go on. See you later. Well, that went fucking well. She's not quite the arsehole people made her out to be. Like, people tell me she's this, that, and the other. No, she's not that at all. So